Since you have my written statement and why I disagree with this change, I would like you to hear from Mr. Casey Maddox on a legal summary.
I am Casey Maddox, a father of 2 daughters in a Fairfax County elementary school and senior counsel for Alliance Defending Freedom. Yesterday we sent a more detailed analysis to the board explaining why the proposed policy violates students' and parents' rights. Instead, we would encourage the board to adopt the model policy we have provided that would address any concerns the board is trying to resolve without compromising student privacy and safety. I just want to hit a couple of points that I think would be of most interest to the board now. First, I understand that the district may be getting pressure from the federal government to adopt this policy. I want to make clear that no federal law requires public schools to allow boys into girls' restrooms or girls into boys' restrooms. In fact, just a few weeks ago, a Pennsylvania federal judge rejected the argument that federal law requires this. In Johnston versus University of Pittsburgh, a case involving a woman who identified as male and sought to use the men's restroom, the court summarized its ruling in this way. This case presents one central question: whether a university receiving federal funds engages in unlawful discrimination in violation of the United States Constitution and federal and state statutes when it prohibits a transgender male student from using sex-segregated restrooms and locker rooms designated for men on a university campus. The simple answer is no. The court undertook a thorough analysis of Title IX and the relevant case law and found that a transgender student had no legal right under the federal Constitution or Title IX to access the bathroom that corresponds to their stated gender identity. On Title IX, the court said, having carefully reviewed the relevant language of Title IX and the applicable case law, the court finds that plaintiff has failed to state a cognizable claim for discrimination under Title IX. Simply stated, the university's policy of requiring students to use sex-segregated bathroom and locker room facilities based on students' natal or birth sex rather than their gender identity does not violate Title IX's prohibition of sex discrimination. So let's be clear, the bottom line. No federal statute or case law requires the adoption of this policy, and to the extent the district is receiving pressure from the federal government to adopt this policy, it should know that as with most bullies, there's absolutely nothing behind it. They are bluffing. The nation's courts have rejected those claims. In fact, Title IX, as most of you know, and as our explanation, the letter we've delivered explains, expressly permits this. Finally, as a parent, I have been pleased that Fairfax County has respected the role of parents, allowing us to have sensitive discussions about sex and sexuality with our young children and not subverting the parental role. My wife and I were able to choose to opt our 9-year-old daughter out of sex education, to her great relief, I will say, and have those conversations with her ourselves. In fact, that respect for my role as a father and my wife's role as a mother is why my children are Fairfax County public school students. It inspires parental involvement and trust in our teachers. This bill would eliminate that trust for our parents, and I urge you to oppose it.